So what's the difference between this cheap Squier Stratocaster versus this expensive Fender Stratocaster? Let's find out. So first of all, the Squier is one of these, I guess, classic kind of Stratocaster builds, while this one is called a Strat Plus, which is a special model that was made for a short time. And it's made a bit differently than this classic one. A few things that I notice is that the Fender is quite a bit heavier. It's a lot heavier because the body is thicker and it's not carved as much as this one. So like the edges here are rounder on this one versus this one. This one's thicker, like I mentioned, and I don't know. There's not much other to the body differences. Like the shape is obviously like the same. They have a different bridge. They have different pickups, different electronics. They have a different nut, different tuners, and the neck is a lot different. This one, the Fender, has a considerably slimmer neck than this one. It's slimmer than I expected it to be when I tried the Squier first, because when I tried it, it felt kind of familiar, but then I'm picking up this one and comparing them, and I can just immediately feel how this one is thinner, much to my liking. This one is made in 1987, so it's been used quite a lot. And the frets are worn down, but I did polish them recently, so they are, you know, in fairly decent shape. I guess we should just go through some tones and see what's the difference in the sound. First of all, this one has what I would call just a classic Stratocaster pickup tone, the one that you will recognize immediately. This guitar has slightly different pickups. These are the lace sensor single coils, which are they're kind of like noiseless. They're mostly noiseless, and they have a different sound signature than this one. Still a recognizable Strat, but still different. So let's play a clean riff with this guitar and then this guitar through the same patch and see what the difference is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play some basic stuff on both guitars, and we will be able to compare the pickups side by side. Did you notice a difference between them? I sure did. So maybe you can tell me in the comments below which one you prefer. These ones just sound a lot different. I can't put words to it yet. I need to do some more comparison. And we're going to check out some slightly driven tones. I'm going to add an overdrive pedal to the same amp. So this is the sound before. So I'm going to do the same kind of test again with a bit of overdrive. Yeah, the difference is huge. Yeah, there's something I can't put my words to. I mean, you'll hear it. So I guess after this one, are you sure you still prefer the guitar that you chose before? Let's see what happens when we go through some heavier tones, some more, let's do some drop D stuff and just like some heavy riffs, see what happens. So one thing to note is that the setup of this guitar is different from the green one because the action on the green is a lot lower and it's a lot faster, but the frets on the green one are worn down quite a bit, so you are very much touching the fretboard all the time and you're so like aware of it. On this one, the frets are higher and bigger because they're newer, and so it is a bit different to play it. Oh, also one thing that I mentioned in the video about this guitar specifically is that it doesn't have a tone knob for the bridge pickup. This one has a different one and I'm going to tell you about it. So this guitar has different electronics from the other guitar. It has a master volume and 2 tone knobs. For the other one, the top tone knob is the tone for the neck and the bottom tone is for the middle pickup, and there's no tone for the bridge. In this guitar, we have the neck pickup and like I said, master volume. The tone here is for the neck, as you can hear. If I go to the middle and do the same with the same tone knob, you will hear that nothing happens. And if I go to the bridge, I have a tone knob here, and the interesting thing is that it's set to 5 instead of 10, so it's in the middle. And that gives me the, I guess, regular brightness. And you can feel when you turn it, it clicks in the center. It's like a subtle one, but it clicks and stops in the center, in the 5 position instead of 10. So if you turn it up to 10, it will get a lot brighter. So I'm going to show you what it sounds like at 5 and then at 10. So this is 5. This is apparently something that is called TBX, which I'm not sure what it stands for. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen if I can see online what it means. It means that the 5 position of the tone is what you would normally have at 10 for this pickup, I guess, or like an equivalent. So it's meant to be kind of like a passive boost of the treble frequencies, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, if you put it at 10, it's too bright. But it's like, yeah, for some cases it might be the tone that you're looking for. For me, I prefer 5. Still plenty bright, it's got spank, it's got brightness, it's got everything that I want. And it sounds really good with a lot of distortion. And I prefer this over the other one for a lot of distortion because it has less noise, and this middle position of the tone knob is just perfect, I think, for this guitar. So it's really good for just like rock and roll and heavy stuff, which Stratocasters are not really known for. So yeah, I think this one sounds great that way. So one thing that I mentioned in the video about the other guitar is that when you put it in the 4th position, which is the neck and the middle together, you have this classic Fender tone, the John Mayer type tone. And I'm going to show you the difference. So I'm going to play that riff now, like back to back, and you'll be able to compare the difference. So what's the difference between these two guitars? I've played them, so I have a feeling of what it's like to hold them in my hands, but what do you think in terms of sound is the difference between them? I think they both share the classic Strat sound for the most part. Like this one is a bit more of the classic tone. This one is a bit, I guess, kind of like a bit modern, I think, or something. So tell me what you think. I still prefer my green one because it's just my special guitar. It's my baby. And I'm sure that my friend who owns this one, he would probably choose it because this is like his baby. He told me that this is the one he will never sell, and I keep saying that this is the one that I will never sell. So yeah, I mean, I love both, but this one is the one that I prefer personally. It has nothing to do with the price or that it's a Fender versus a Squier. It's just the one that I'm used to and the one that I prefer. So yeah, let me know what you think, and please consider subscribing because I will have a lot more stuff coming up soon.